Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. What is that? There's something in the picture. Sorry. My OCD is being activated here. Oh my gosh. Oh, you can see that's okay. You're going to see that in a minute. All right. Hi, Virgo. Well, see, that would probably bother Virgo. She's like, what is that? That's not tidy, Cindy. There's something in the frame. That's not right. Welcome to your reading, my dear Virgos, my sexy Virgos. We are doing what readings this week? You're going to ask, well, what are you going to do, Cindy? Well, I don't know. If you checked out Leo, I'm going to show everybody. So I have all these different spreads from the last couple of years, different readings that I do or have done. And I couldn't pick one this week. I decided that I couldn't decide. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun if for each sign that we go through, I'm going to kind of shuffle them and randomly pick it out. You have, what the hell is your deal? Now, Leo was funny because the comments I got, they didn't get this one, but they wanted it. They're like, one of them was, what did she say? I'm a hot mess. I just want Spirit to tell me what my deal is. This is actually about someone else, but you could be that. So what the hell is your deal? Then there's a general reading. There's the Celtic Cross, a release and a receive, your current and future archetypal energies, a fairy reading, working towards success. This is a big ancestral one too. Light workers and star seeds, call to action, high priestess reading, finance career spread. What is the energetic course right now? And spiritual guidance spread. See, you got all those. So I'm going to mix them up, which is going to be kind of fun. And see what you get, like what is pulled out. And I'm introducing, for the first time doing a reading here, I got 2 new decks yesterday. They're actually kind of one and the same. This is the one that I guess first came out. Murder of Crows, right? If you're not familiar with that, like a group of crows is called a murder. But crows are so cool. They're not naughty at all. I love crows. So yeah, so this is the Murder of Crows deck. This one. And then I was surprised I got it actually, because, well, the only way I can really get most things right now is through Amazon. So this one is a limited edition of Murder of Crows. So it's basically the same deck as this, but there's a splash of red and the cards are bigger. And there's 2 cards in this deck that have been added. Well, maybe you'll see them, maybe you won't. So anyway, so this is a limited edition. There's 2,999 that have been created, and I got number 1952. It's like a birth year, isn't it? 1952. So I got that one. And so those are the tarot decks that I would like to use. They're shuffled and ready to go. So regardless of whatever you get here, there's going to be an extended. If you're resonating with this reading as it goes forward and you're drawn to the extended, the link will be at the top of the description of this video. So I'm going to start shuffling. I'm going to do random shuffles, and then at some point something will either get caught in my hand or I'll be kind of guided to take it, or maybe it'll fly out. What kind of reading are we going to do? I don't want to look at the cards. I don't want to be biased. Are we going to do this one? Working towards success. So this one is calling on, it does call on ancestral energy to come through. Oh, it's so funny. And it's really typically done with oracle cards. But you know what? I think I can use this deck like that. All right, you ready? We will get an oracle deck, the overall energy. So we will start as an overall energy, and then we're going to look into obstacles that you are facing. How is this showing up in your life? Hidden factors that you're unaware of. What can help you grow right now? So let's start with my energy oracle deck. Oh God, I really should get a new deck of this. It's just getting so thick, the card stock. So old. Let's try it. This just doesn't like to shuffle. What do you do with an old deck though? You know, like I feel like you should keep it. But it doesn't want to shuffle. It's like that old workhorse. Like I just can't do it anymore. There we go. There we go. Energy oracle deck. You can do it. Come on. Good. Okay. Overall energy of this working towards success. Also calling in any ancestral energy that would like to come in and speak to Virgo at this time through this reading as a guide, one specifically that would be used to guide Virgo through whatever is going to be discussed in this reading, working them towards success. Did something flip? something didn't flip. I'm hearing to do 2 more shuffles and split her in 3. Hostilities. It's kind of like the King of Swords, though. That dude for me. So it could be standing your ground on something really interesting. You have yin-yang energy at the bottom. So there's some sort of a balance here, but there is a sense of having to defend a position, perhaps. Let's start pulling out cards, because this is going to tell us a little bit more about, like, what it is that you're facing. What are the, how's it showing up in your life? What are the hidden factors that you aren't aware of? And what could possibly help you grow right now? Deck likes to talk. It's a little naughty. It just jumps right out. Okay. Ooh, interesting cards. You want to see what you have here? So you have, okay, obstacle that you are facing is the 9 of Pentacles. This is some sort of like self-sovereignty here on some sort of level. Perhaps it's getting your finances in order. Perhaps being the one responsible for your finances. How is this showing up in your life? The Page of Pentacles. It's kind of getting, this is really like your energy is really in this reading all over the place. This is like taking it step by step, really kind of learning as you go and trying to apply what you've learned as you move forward to, obviously, that's how it's showing up in your life. So it's causing you to think about how to get to where you want. If this is a problem, like if money is lack, or you're not sure how you could have more abundance, more stability on a very individual level here. So even if let's say like finances aren't too bad, or you're working, but maybe you're often working in different groups and you don't feel like you're kind of like shining on your own, like there's something that you could do, like you're always sort of in a group. There's really something here about having your own sovereignty on some level. And it's showing up in your life by kind of forcing you to think about what you've learned as you've been going along in life, as you've been going along in a project or through this cycle, and how you can start adjusting, how you can start like putting that forward for yourself, applying it. So a hidden factor that you are unaware of here is the Knight of Wands. Whoa, that's great. That's like all of a sudden having like this really wonderful sense of movement. This is going slow. I mean, this page turns into the Knight of Pentacles. So it continues to be kind of slow, but it's almost like what you're learning here and what you're doing step by step is it's going to take you quickly to move forward and sort of on a very creative and exciting way. I love that it's a full moon coming into a really bright cycle. The one point to me when the moon, although there can be a lot of shadows cast in a full moon, so it could produce illusion. So I do want to say, like sometimes with the Knight of Wands, there is just a little hint of, caution here. Proceed with caution, but I feel like the seeds for it have been planted for you to proceed cautiously as you're creating something, to not just put things to chance. So what can help you grow right now? Ooh, is your Hermit energy. You have the Hermit. So you are the one that can really, truly help you grow right now. And really looking within oneself to find your answers. Because this is about the obstacle that you are facing. It's something to do with your sovereignty. It's something to do with your independence, with managing and governing yourself on some level here. And all this energy is like you, but the hidden factor that you're unaware of is the Knight of Wands. Would it be curious to, I feel like things will speed up for you, but not quite yet. Because what's going to help you grow is to kind of really go into this Hermit energy, to develop that, develop something within yourself. This could be something outside of you. I don't know what this hostility is. Maybe you feel like someone wants to speed things up for you and you're not ready. What was at the bottom? Oh, the Crow Mother. Look at that. See, you got one of the... So I was saying there's 2 different cards in this deck. So they're double-sided. This is the Crow Mother is on one side, and then the Crow Father is on the other side. And what's face up on the bottom of the deck for you is Crow Mother. This is about feeling a situation, feeling yourself through it. It's being really aware of your emotional state as you're going through something, as you're learning through something, as you're proceeding or creating through something. It has a lot to do with your feelings. Whereas, just to tell you, the crow father is more about applying what you're learning. It's thinking about it and it's applying it. So let's not get into it too much, because this is really feeling it, going from like your emotions, a big part of that here. And then look at the strength card. I can't go too far because I could go through the whole deck, because this deck isn't all mixed up. It's not upside down and around. So I'm just going to do the first two. You have the Crow Mother and the Strength card. So your emotions might be showing up for you as some sort of a, I hate to use the word block, because it feels like it might work as a bit of a catalyst to you. This is a very feminine energy, the Nine of Pentacles. And this is a very feminine energy that you're in. And it doesn't mean that you have to be feminine. It's just like kind of being in touch with your feelings and your emotions on a level here that you're using. It's at least triggering that. It's triggering your feelings and emotions here. And that's being applied in a practical way in your life. So let's go to the smaller deck and let's pull one card out for each of these as kind of a clarifier. One card for each as a clarifier. Thank you. I thought you were sassy. The High Priestess. Ooh, that goes with your Nine of Pentacles. That is like goddess energy going on right there. The Nine of Pentacles and the High Priestess. The obstacle you are facing. Maybe you're like a goddess. It's giving me trouble. Okay, things are good. What is this? This wants to land right on there. Wow. That's really cool. You have, okay. We'll figure out what to do with this in a minute, because it pushed itself over here. I feel like it wants to be connected to the Crow Mother. These two landed right on how this is showing up in your life with the Page of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Swords and Judgment. Are you holding yourself back? And if so, I feel like things are happening in your life that would automatically maybe trigger you to do that. Because it does feel like you're going through something here that's significant. And if it's not hugely significant for you right now, the development process that you're engaged in is going to create significance for you in the future. So you would look back at this moment in time and say, wow, it didn't seem like it at the time, but those are really the building blocks for where I am right now. Because there's like coming out of this, learning step by step. It's a little bit like the universe perhaps is holding you back, but holding you back in ways that it knows that you would react in terms of saying, oh, I don't think I can do that today. I don't feel good going in that direction, or that's not something that's open as a possibility to me right now. And then you get Judgment, where all of a sudden it's open as a possibility. This is a little bit like a lesson in patience. You know, Temperance isn't showing up here, but it does feel like that, because with the High Priestess too, her eyes are closed and she's completely connected with the crows. Like she's just engaged with the universe, with perhaps interpreting dreams and dream state, just allowing your mind to wander into something bigger than what you're perceiving things to be on the outside. So what is this? The King of Swords. Ah, he's a grumpy looking old grouch, isn't he? You approach that guy with a problem. And there's that energy. The Crow Mother. That's what wanted to come out with the Crow Mother and the Strength card. There's a little internal, I feel like a little internal battle going on with you right now between your own masculine and feminine energy. And when I say the masculine, I feel like, you know, perhaps just, you know, things that you feel like you need to have a certain sense of self-control too, where the Strength card is coming up there. A level of self-control, and even responsibility, leadership, and outwardly, like kind of projecting that in an outward force with what is going on inside of you, which is very feminine. Very, yeah, very feminine. A very emotional process. Okay, let's keep going. So hidden factors that you aren't aware of is this Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, this is like a real yang energy. I believe it's like Sagittarius, the Knight of Wands. So with its movement. The Tower. Oh, I'm intrigued by that. It's a change, man. The Tower's been coming around a lot lately. Like indicating some sort of change. And that is a change. That is the one card in this spread. This Knight of Wands. It's different from all the other energy. All the other energy is kind of, you know, like internalized and like even with this Eight of Swords, right? Like not really moving. And if there is movement, it's very slow and cautious. So you're not aware of some, like things are about to speed up. Something is about to change. Can you tell me more about the Tower? Can you tell me more about the Tower? Can you tell Virgo more about the Tower? Oh, you have another king. So you have the Six of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Oh, I like these. Oh, I want to mention too, so this is interesting. You might be noticing some of them have like this crow mask. So the reason the creator used that, I read it briefly, so excuse me if I missed something on it, but I have my own interpretation too, which is very interesting. Like even this one has it. So this is so interesting because these are the type of masks that were worn during, was it the Black Plague? One of the plagues, a bad plague. And doctors were wearing these masks and they were elongated like that so that they would kind of automatically keep a certain distance away from those that they were treating. And within this crop, no, the crop would be down here, I guess, this beak area of the mask, they would often stuff it with different herbs and plants that were sort of like medicinal to help keep them safe from the plague that they were dealing with. So I found that really intriguing, just considering like what's going on right now. And so one of the things to think about too, that the creator of this deck mentions is that there were those that were not legit doctors that popped up as, you know, snake oil salesmen. So it's always important when you see this mask appear in this deck to try to use your own discernment to establish whether this is a true friend or a true foe. Now, because the crow is represented here, I always feel that the crow is a true friend. If there is something here that is leading you away or it's redirecting you on some level, it's a lesson to be learned, right? Like if you end up dealing with a snake oil salesman, lesson learned. Silly me, won't fall for that again. But I mean, that's how that, because if you didn't meet that energy, you wouldn't have learned that lesson. So I think that's it. And I don't know why all of a sudden I got it with the King of Wands. So this might have something to do with trying to establish if this is a true doctor, is this a snake oil salesman? So the Six of Pentacles came out with this as well, because we're talking about that Tower and the Knight of Wands. This energy transforms into something much bigger and grander than it starts off as. Maybe that's the Tower moment as well. It's definitely movement. I feel like it's movement from either a person or a situation where you don't really expect any movement. This person seems to give a lot. I am getting the message. If you're cautious about something that you're heading towards or that you are going to encounter, always use your own discernment, because this is just a general reading. But I feel like this person is being depicted as one who gives. I mean, they're feeding the crows. They've got something to offer, so they are doing that. So I don't feel necessarily that this is a snake oil salesman. but always proceed with caution. It's definitely a sense of leadership here. Maybe it's transforming this kind of King of Swords energy within you into something more expressive, a little more dynamic. The King of Swords is a very professional energy. Well, that could be a doctor too, because it's usually someone who's very highly educated, and the whole idea of the sword and the knife could be associated with someone who is a doctor, someone who has studied a lot. I often attribute that to kind of like Virgo energy, even though you guys are earthly, your earth energy. I really pick that up because you guys pick up patterns and you can really look at things in such a mental capacity. And that's what the King of Swords is. So the hidden factor that you are aware of is you kind of being more inspired moving forward. This could happen through a person because we are seeing court cards here, or it could be your own self-development, expanding and taking on leadership that's just as strong as the King of Swords, but it's a lot more creative. It's a lot more, I do want to say sort of team spirited, like getting everyone on board. And this is going to be a great thing, and kind of making sure that the team is working together well. Where the King of Swords is sort of like, if you're not performing, you're going to get your performance review and you're at, like it's cut and dry, baby. So the Hermit, what can help you grow right now? The Hermit. The Hermit. The Hermit. The Hermit. There's nothing to say. Maybe this is just your own self-discovery within the Hermit. Oh, come on. Come on, crows. Now you're going to be quiet? There we go. The Moon. Yep, you're going to be quiet. Ooh, it's the time to look at your own fears, honey. It's the time, honey, to look at your own fears. Look at things. Oh, that's not so scary, though. Look at that moon. It's so pretty and feminine. Well, the moon is feminine energy. It's interesting, these two crows, like, looking at each other. Are they trying to understand one another? It's a little bit like stepping outside of yourself, linking that to the Hermit. What would really benefit you is to kind of step out of yourself. Almost, I'm getting sort of that, like, if this is a friend, like, imagine yourself as the friend. Kind of try to put yourself there. Someone that knows you fairly well. And someone that you know fairly well. And imagine how, put yourself into their energy as best as you can. I mean, we've only lived our own lives. So even people that we're close to, you don't know everything about them. And imagine how they see you right now. And imagine what your situation might look like to other people. I'm kind of getting, this is an interesting message. I'm getting a message here because you're struggling. The obstacle that you're facing is the Nine of Pentacles. We're the High Priestess. I do want to say it's pretty freaking divine feminine energy to me. I think it's awesome. It's on the physical level. It's looking pretty good and running shit pretty fine. And then on the spiritual level, being like really connected. But I don't know, like maybe you're struggling with that or you don't see it in yourself. So what I'm trying to get to with this is that I feel like whatever your circumstances are, other people see you in a much better position than you actually do. And that they might actually have a better perspective because they're looking at you outside of the box. So it's kind of interesting the way these two, I'm just getting that with the, but it's a very friendly, like this is a friendly perspective. This isn't something to be scared about. Not so much. It's a little bit conquering your fears. Maybe not realizing that you're as successful as you think you are. Because look at that. Jeez. Underline, you have the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and Temperance. So you're getting there. And you know, if you're not there, if you are literally like feeling the Five of Pentacles energy right now, like feeling depleted, feeling like options have been taken away from you, feeling like you've been left on the stake for the crows to pick at your bones, like nobody's really there. I gotta do things for me because nobody else is gonna do that. Yeah, you're in your head a little bit about it. But give yourself time. Give yourself time to work through this because your position is much better than what you might be perceiving it to be. And things are about to open up for you. That's interesting. That was a really interesting reading. I haven't done one of those in a while. So yeah, I'm going to go do the extended. With that, we look at what the universe is trying to guide you towards. What is the lesson in this and next steps moving forward for you? It's very specific. The working towards success, the ancestral sort of reading. And then we do get words of encouragement for you as well. Thank you so much, Virgo. Boop. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.